grog is up to these days. Nothing better than being your own boss in life. Life is good. I wonder what old grog is up to these days. That's not nice. That's not nice at all.
I'll yield to none. I'll yield to none.
You have to think. Why not think big? Back so soon? Oh?
He shoots you a patronizing smile. The most infuriating smile you've ever seen in all your years on this earth.
Good for you. Good for you, Cuckoo. I know you wanted to impress me, and that's adorable. How about this? I'll let you know a little secret so you can be more like me. And feel free to cross this dung heap. I'm off to sew an armchair out of Marg's corpse on my new, improved bridge. Marg's bridge is mine. Mine! Back so soon?
He rubs his leather...
Sure, for you that will be a modest sum. And I don't want to hear any whiny little baby noises about it either. I think not. Pay up, cuckoo! And you were well rewarded for that. I taught you how to be like me. What more could anyone want? If you won't pay, you can't stay. Bob didn't have the internet to be... What? Without someone to fight, life seems almost...
creature devours the corpses as a vulture devours carrion, stopping only as you approach.
I have my freedom. You have your reward. Do you not recall my warning? He drained me. Let me feed. Oh, I cannot control the hunger. The world won't mourn a few meat bags for long. Rip away his hide, and he's a mere grub. Yet he's also a conduit to the void. A mouse with the power of a mountain. My source was his lifeblood. Now my hunger must be sated. My soul will be mine again. Go, then you are my next meal, and a crunchy one at that. My soul is within my grasp. your weapon, and I will reward you in turn. I only wish to regain what was taken from me. Let me eat. You have freed me again. I won't forget. This I promise.
The Master, the Shadow,
I see a cage.
the Crawler.
And in it, is that a
has
demon?
10,000 names, all true and cruel.
10,000 mark.
In the near distance, you see a man, though shadows obscure his features. A faint, guttural chittering emanates from a cage before him.
This is him. He can help me. He can...
Losa's eyes suddenly fill with inky blackness. Grey veins appear beneath her skin.
Walk away.
She shakes her head. Her color returns to normal.
I'm running out of time. I think that man is Jehan, the demonologist. I need to talk to him.
She throws up a salute and laughs low, but worry sparkles behind her eyes. She walks towards the mysterious figure, who turns towards her with narrowed eyes.
Keep your distance. I recognize that particular shade of darkness in your eyes. Why do you seek me?
You're Jehan, the demonologist. I heard you could help me. Please, I must be free of it.
Jahan stands back from her, his body tense. He stares into her eyes a long while, saying nothing.
I've heard about you, Losa. You're the amalgam too hideous to contemplate. One who has a demon coiled around her god-woken heart. Its grip grows stronger by the hour. Its voice and yours become ever more indistinguishable until, ultimately, it's your voice no longer. But not just yet.
He walks toward her. They talk in low tones. Jahan's face is vivid, insistent. Losa's is set in a determined frown.
Do as I say, Losa. Hurry now. It won't be long.
They shake hands, Jahan clasping Losa's hand in both of his.
You'll see. I'll be back before you know it. The Advocate doesn't stand a chance.
Losa turns to you.
So, we have a job. It's like this. Jehan can help us. He can teach us how to control more Source. Just like that. All we need to do is a little favor for him. There's a place to the north called Blood Moon Island. I guess it's been more or less lost to a demonic presence for some time now. There's a fellow there, goes by the Advocate, and our new pal Jehan would like to see him taken care of. We take care of that, and Jehan helps us control more Source. And after that, he may even be able to help exorcise what ails me. Sound good? Of course it does.
She turns away before you have time to answer.
Excuse me. You travel with Losa, do you not? We need to have a word, you and I. I suppose I don't have to tell you her condition is rather dire. You're no stranger then to her demon-wrought idiosyncrasies. The thing inside her is voracious. It's a testament to her strength that it hasn't long since consumed her whole. Perhaps that's because she's God-woken, just like you are. The fact that she's God-woken is what's saving her, but may also be the very thing that spells the world's doom. Do heed me when I say that under no circumstance must she be allowed to ascend to divinity. The demon, not she, would be a god. It would bring about the end of time and space and all creation as we know it. I say this to prepare you for the worst. I say this to prepare you for the kill may come to pass. You must be ready to be the death of Lusa. Should she come close to ascension, you may not hesitate. Stand ready to end her, even if it breaks your heart. Then practice the moment in your mind, for hesitation will mean annihilation. There may be more I can do for you. Come find me if you...
Come on, let's keep moving. It's a two-parter. First, I'll run a little favor for him, taking out an enemy of his called the Advocate, and he'll help me grow my capacity for Source. All the better to fight the demon with, according to him. After that's done, he'll be able to exorcise the demon. It's almost too simple to be true. I guess we'll see what kind of fellow this Advocate turns out to be. Well, I think I should focus on getting this demon out of my head. And of course, I think you should help me. And if we pick up a few new Source tricks along the way, so be it.
He has 10,000 names, all
How fares the hunt, my friend? Death fog obscures any approach and hangs thick over the collapsed bridge that led to the Isle from the Driftwood Road. There is more than the mist alone there, though. Magic that evades my eyes. I also spotted a sloop further down the shoreline, but of course, a quiet afternoon's boating trip will be quite ruined once one hits death fog-shrouded waters. That is to say, no living thing would survive such a trip. May you... How fares the hunt, my friend? May you one...
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up getting sawdust from a cell floor.
Bishop Alexander culprits still at large.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
All right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, cunt, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
God knows what to stop those beasts. Cold steel it is.
Rosa, good to see you again. Of course. Told you I would, didn't I? Sure thing. I'll...
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
Back for a return? Have at it. Got yourself situated. Yep.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it.
A haughty-looking undead woman, unmasked, surveys the ground around her, seeking something. Suddenly, her head swivels, and she trains an imperious gaze upon you.
What side do you take?
Her voice is clipped and detached, with metallic overtones. It even seems to echo, as if she's speaking to you from very far away.
There is no ours here, stranger. I am not like you, not in the least. Quick now, quickly. Do you support Divine Order or Black Ring? Good. We can talk and perhaps trade. I have books, though I hate to part with them. And you, hopefully, you have something I want.
She leans towards you with an unnerving creep.
I'm looking for a particular book, a tome to teach me how to make corpses explode. Would you have anything like that I could learn from? Money. Plenty of it. That's what the living care about, yes?
She scuffs one boot in the ashen dust at her feet and gazes off to the far...
For my collection? It does, doesn't it?
With a curt nod, she turns...
Found the little corpse-related book I seek yet?
Right for a return visit, are you? Yep.
Together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a...
Found the little corpse-related book I... Have a look. Mind you don't tear any pages now. My thanks for your help. Perhaps Perhaps we will meet again in the Hall of Echoes someday. I'm just going to find a place to rest. A place where I can be how I am supposed to be.
Magisters.
Your powers of observation astonish me.
He spares you but a glance, then turns his focus back on whatever it is he's hiding from. She gives you a steady look that tells you...
God's damn sorcerers.
A sorceress, as it happens. A master of portals, and a lizard too. She seems unable to escape, thank the divine. But we can't get close enough to bring her down. We chased her clear across the country, and she's left devastation in her wake. Normally we'd take her down and ship her off to the necklace farm. But she doesn't seem the type to go quiet. And the White Magisters aren't too happy with her. If we don't kill her, they probably will. It's do or die. This sorcerer, my friend, is as powerful as they come. Patience is part of the job. I won't risk a Voidwoken attack until I have to. And the longer the sorcerer stays where she is, the weaker she gets. Well, it's your funeral. Try not to let her use sorcery on you. I'd like to avoid having Voidwoken show up. And do watch out for the lava. That's instant death. Come quietly, sorcerer.
Come on, let's keep moving.
We'll keep her distracted while you get close. Go on then, if you're going.
Magisters are dead. You have my thanks. You know your trade.
She offers you a grateful smile.
Little good. I went to Paradise Downs to teach a young sorcerer, Gwydion, but the Magisters came for us. We fought them off, and our source drew Voidwoken. You may blame the Magisters for the horror. Responsible? No. I have regrets. If the Magisters had not come, it would have not happened. It is not our fault that our talents draw the void. We are not the problem. We are the hope. I was on my way to where I thought that I might find a friend, of whom I'll say no more. The Magisters trapped me, and it appears I did find a friend. Just not the one I'd expected.
She gives you a long look, considering the request.
You have proven yourself a friend at least, but you must prove your heart. I'll ask one more thing of you. I left my apprentice, Gwydion Rince, at the Black Pits. He is with his family. They are in danger. Help them, and I will help you. I should be most grateful.
What is that thing?
Help me, please, my lord. My lord, my lord. Help me. Please, Lord, spare me. cannot come here. I'm not done.
The creature suddenly holds itself around the ears, as though seized by a great pain. Several flapping jaws open and close over a single many-fanged maw, like a taxidermist's experiment.
Go! Why are you here? Why do you come here?
His frantic gaze passes from the blood-stained altar to you. Comprehension suddenly clears the agony from his face.
He wants blood. He wants my lord. I'll give you blood. I'll give it all. I beg you, my lord. Accept.
An ancient altar to the Seven stands alone before you. Faint, comforting heat emanating from the stones themselves, called the gentle heat of the stones, relaxes the joints in your bony hand. The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A soft sound wells around you, a gentle hum, like a parent's. It is comforting, more comforting than most worldly sensations can be to you. A voice materializes in your mind. I will care for you. I will be your champion. You deserve that much. A soothing sensation dips and waves through you, entering you from the air itself. As the feeling fades, you realize you've become replete with source. It's not too late. You can still redeem yourself. I am so looking forward to seeing you again, Fane.
Someone's already plucked this one.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and...
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently.
You can't channel enough sauce. Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Indeed, the river of my sauce has been damned. My link to the font from which it flows, severed. So we must seek alternatives. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt. Were the circumstances any different? However, it is
the Meister does...
No matter what is asked of you, you must... My, you have been a busy little creature, haven't you? Yes, they would do nicely. You may need to visit several of them. I doubt anyone would be willing to give up all of their secrets.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
As the smoke swirls about your skull, your vision starts to swim, and as the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul. As you approach, Amadia greets you with outstretched arms, though her face is marred by a pained grimace.
My child, my sweet Fane, you positively brim with sauce. It is good to see you more like your old self. Oh, my sweet, it is naught but a chill. Your soul has a draught, it seems. Perhaps you should...
A sudden shudder jolts through her body so violently that she drops to her knees, stunned into silence. Sauce washes over her, a wave over a single flame, but unlike last time, it seems to have precious little effect. An eternal curse escapes from her lips, spoken so forcefully that for a brief moment all light recedes into the webs of darkness.
I refuse to entertain the possibility. Yes, the void is stronger than ever, but so are you, my child. I can sense the expanse of source inside you. There is only one more thing you must remember now. The spell you will need when we reach the Well of Ascension. You see. You see with our eyes. You can behold the source once more, but now you must regain the teeth to take it.
Amadia smiles, and you notice for the first time 2 vampiric fangs glistening beneath her upper lip. A gulf of magic envelops you, and you feel an insatiable hunger for source.
Go on. I am here for you. Give in to your hunger. Yes, relish in your lust for power, just as a god should. Go on, my sweet. Devour me.
Though your spell tore through her like a spear through flesh, Amadia looks grimly happy, if haggard.
You speak the spell with a ferocity I have not heard in centuries, as I knew you would, dear Fane. Of course! Do you still not see? You are more than what you once were. More than what our people ever were. Do you still not realize there will never be abatement? Let me tell you the one truth about our existence. We are the lions in a world of lambs. It is about power, and power is not given. It is taken, with all-seeing eyes and all-consuming teeth. You can see the souls of these dead mortals, and now you can feed from them to your hungry heart's content. So feed, my sweet, for you will starve until you finally feast upon the Well of Ascension. Innocent child, you will see. You will see what must be done. But first, there is more to do. You are powerful, but not yet at your full potential. There are more masters of the Source, more aspects of the Source to learn. The hunt continues, my child. Go hence, learn, and do not tarry. The king and his void allies grow stronger with every passing hour.
You seem different. Tell me, what have you learned? Or has the smoke simply addled your mind beyond repair? Vampirism? As if killing a creature weren't enough, you should utterly destroy its soul too. A dark skill, but certainly useful.
The Meister slumps back in her chair, closing her eyes. Her breathing is shallow and ragged.
Very well then. But as you lack the glowing eyes of the divine, or the purpose of one soon to be divine, I trust you need more source. You need another master of source, naturally. I just pray the list you stole from the Magisters was long enough.
Come on, let's keep moving. What, this old gaggle of weirdos? He's got the thing, you know? Some people, I don't know, when you have... And if we pick...
Weep, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent.
I'm telling you, if you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to be scared of.
Lohar rubs his forehead beneath his hood and stares at the ground. As you approach, his face hardens and he stands at his...
So?
Lohar takes the amulet and turns it over in his hand. He pockets it matter-of-factly.
What did you find in the cave? Dead. More dead. And Mordus with them. I owe you. Whole realm owes you, really. But I'll do my best to settle that debt myself. Take this key. Nicked it from the Whites. It opens a chest in the Magister Barracks, 2nd floor. Be careful getting at it. If they spot you, I guess there's no hiding it now. It's like this. I didn't sign up to move Death Fog. Other weapons, even soul-forged weapons, sure. But Death Fog? Absolutely not. When we found the bomb on a Magister's ship, I was told to ship it to Arx along with the rest of the stuff. But I didn't want my people to have it any more than theirs. Nothing Mordus disagreed, obviously. But thanks to you, he's dead. I'll go destroy the Death Fog bomb myself. Make sure no one can get their hands on it. Ever. What do you mean? Do you mean... My gods, were we too late? You need to get to Arx as quickly as possible. That's where she's planning to use it. What have we done? Look, Mordus had to go one way or another. I thought I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So yell all you want. I was wrong and I know it. But every second you spend here telling me my sins is a second closer to that bomb going off. I'm gonna do what I can to stop the Queen. I suggest you try the same. Get to Arx. End this before Justinia does. There'll be a wedding in full swing by the time you arrive. A girl named Isla and some do-nothing type. Her father's well placed, though. If anyone knows where to find the Queen, it's him. Mikhail Ross is his name. Tell him I sent ya. Arx, wedding, Mikhail Ross. Got that? Off with you then. Time ain't on it.
You can handle this.
Nice show out there. You're smouldering, you are. Oh, this'll be a scotcher. Who you taking along? You only get...
Sorceress, caged like a little ickle squirmy worms. Delicious.
Murga blanches, jaw hardening as she steps backwards. It could be just a trick of the light, but it certainly looks like she's trembling with fear.
This is bad news, Cupcake. That's the spirit. You go ahead and soften him up for me. Hop to...
Flickering and glimmering in and out of sight in the gloom, Murga winks at you and then disappears.
Just like last time, she runs to her little ickle fading shadows. Won't save you. Can't save you.
The dwarf bounces up and down with glee, then catches himself and clears his throat. He bows before you.
Extraordinary, son, just extraordinary. The spirit of the One has yet to settle, but it hovers near. It knows your great feat. I feel the glow. Ain't just praise you're earning, though. Giving you this key, too. It's an arena champ tradition. Takes you to treasure, it does. And only a champ can survive that journey.
The dwarf bellows out to...
I proclaim thee the champion of the Driftwood Arena. Get your gloat on and take a swig of ale. Hell, take a dozen. We'll be singing for years to come of the great elven Void Slayer.
I read a book last night, Brianna. Claws of Deceit. You heard of it? Gave me shivers, it did. What those lone wolves get up to.
You read a book last night while you're supposed to be guarding the...
one unaffected egg behind him. There you are, little egg.
Come here. The sun is warm. Fame, you have seen many days, many marvels. Come here. Let yourself rest. The wind is a gentle kiss. Come, feel it. Fame, the things you've seen, the things you've done. Why not let your bones rest? Why not stay here with me?
A great pounding suddenly erupts in your barren chest cavity, rattling your bones. Your inner god roars and bellows, an incoherent, maddening cacophony.
It is awful how she treats you. She asks so much and gives so little in return. The one who makes demands, of course. The one who cowers inside you even now, afraid to face me.
Your god thrashes and recoils inside you. Your long-stilled heart suddenly somersaults, and a lone word hissed in your...
You know who I am, Thane. I am the only one who cares. They will say otherwise. They always do, don't they? But in the end, they will betray you. Don't play her game. Think of yourself. Rest here. The sun is golden. No one will bother you. This moment can last forever, if you let it.
A sudden weariness washes over, bone deep and as irresistible as a strong current.
Shh, don't fight it. This is how it's supposed to be. Sleep now. When you wake... I only wanted to give you rest, not pain. Now, I leave you to my children. They are many. They are impatient. They lack. I am sorry, Thane. Truly, I would have embraced you.
That was no ordinary Voidwoken who spoke. That was the one who leads them. Careful now. Up ahead. Paladins, the famous divine protectors of arcs. I wonder what they're doing here so far from home.
Who goes there? Ha! If you're looking for adventure, east's the way to go. It's a void-woken hellhole over there. Sorcerer at work. Powerful one. Of course, you could wait for the Magisters to sort them out. You'll be waiting. Holding the fort like we always do. Usually the fort in question is bigger than this one, but you do the job in front of you, don't you? Seems someone high up doesn't trust the Magisters to do their jobs out there. What should you expect beyond the bridge? Ha! Expect sorcery of the highest order. Expect Voidwoken, bigger and badder than you've ever seen. Expect the void. Expect to die. Go on through, adventurer. We won't stop you.
By Lucian's sword, elf, we meet again. Would that circumstances were better here than in Fort Joy, but they're not. Voidwoken lie in wait beyond the bridge.
I shall not mourn till war is done. I shall not weep while blood still runs. I'll hold my tears when weeping comes. Who shall avenge you, darling one?
A weary paladin strips equipment from the bodies of the dead, singing softly to himself. He looks you up and down, then nods a greeting.
Oh, pity you just arrived. We could have used adventurers like you in that last fight. We're short-handed, deserters, if you can believe that. Abandoned their post and wandered off into the wastelands. Left their friends here to die. It's shameful. We think alike, you and I. See the captain, adventurer. He'll put some work your way.
A senior paladin sits hunched over a tattered map. He registers your presence, sits back in his chair, taps his fingers on the map.
I shall not mourn till war is done.
Who are you, and who sent you?
He appraises you with a look, then grimly grins.
I think I've heard about you. Didn't you free the Meister from the gallows in Driftwood? Then I may well have a job for you, if you're interested.
He taps a finger on the map on the table.
Here, in the Black Pits, are White Magisters. Their operation is shrouded in mystery, and this pricks our ears. We are gravely concerned. We believe the White Magisters may have strayed into the darkness. We suspect that Dallas herself and her master Vriedemann are the inspiration for these dark endeavors. Look under the white veil of secrecy and report back. How much do you want? I have fewer paladins to pay, so I have ready gold. But there are limits.
He thinks on this.
It's a hefty amount. But for a job well done, we can stretch to it.
He offers you an item. A whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand.
When you're ready, send a war owl. Be careful out there. It's a dangerous place these days. And I'd like to think I'll hear from you again. And adventurer.
He looks you in the eye.
Don't get caught.
Burning Voidwoken. The stink upsets me, and I don't know why.
4 deer stand in formation near a crumbling altar. 3 stags, fawn-coloured and hearty, gaze cloudy-eyed at a great black skeleton glowing an eerie green. The 3 fawn-coloured stags shake their antlers. The clouds clear from their eyes.
I'll yield to none.
The ancient altar, before which the deer crowded, sits stark in the dappled forest light. Something about it draws you in. It seems to emit a faint, pleasing heat. The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A soft sound wells around you, a gentle hum, like a parent's. It is comforting, more comforting than most worldly sensations can be to you. A soothing sensation dips and waves through you, entering you from the air itself. As the feeling fades, you realize you become replete with source. A gentle voice vibrates within your ears. Soon.
The dead here stir. I hear their whispers.
Look who's come to join the party. Oh, but you do get around, don't you? Well, I certainly know you. I was captive on the Lady Vengeance before you arrived. I'm most glad that chapter has ended. Malady has been most kind to keep me on board in exchange for my special talents. Talents, by the way, that include seeing beyond that mask of yours. Not to worry, though. I am thoroughly charmed by your uniqueness. I've no intention of sharing your little secret.
He takes a satisfied sniff and rubs his hands together. His lips stretch into a mischievous smirk.
When it comes to graveyards, I'm a kid in a candy shop. All sorts of goodies and gewgaws for the taking.
And a bit of rousing conversation. If you know where to dig, that is. Oh, but there's so much to offer still. Why, the very essence of decay flavors many an essential oil. I would have thought you'd understand.
He presses a forefinger against his chin.
You understand enough, and there is something my heart, such as it is set on. Oh, you wound me, you do. My passions veritably scorch my soul. Now listen, you'll enjoy this story. Somewhere in this graveyard lies an object of tremendous power. Or so the legends say, anyway. Belonged to a family buried near here. The Surreys. I've been reading up on them. An ancient clan of eccentrics and oddballs. Fascinating people, truly. Old Joanna was the last. The poor, poor dear. Had no money, no children. Just this incredible heirloom passed down to her through the generations. Problem is, no one knows what this object is. Only that it's an astounding piece of work. Seems Joanna took its secrets to her grave. Rather literally.
His coy grin.
Hours spent on scholarship are never hours wasted.
Tarquin sighs, and his lips unfreeze. For a moment, he looks almost modest.
It pains me to say, but you've talents in the adventuring department that I do not. This heirloom could prove valuable for both of us. I've told you everything you need to... everything I know. What it is doesn't matter. What it does... well, if I am right, it will clean up quite an unholy mess. A mess we're both currently mired in.
He looks toward the graveyard.
Let's make this easy. I'll assume you've accepted my mission. You'll assume I give it in good faith. Beautiful. The Surrey tomb must be somewhere nearby. And whatever that object is in there, I bet it's impressive. I do wish I could wander inside. It would be nice to look up some old friends. See if they're in good spirits.
Human graves.
The lizard hums tunelessly. Not a melody exactly, but more of a meandering moan.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven trees toward skies did aim.
She looks to your left with one eye, and to your right with the other.
It helps me remember where the dead go. Sometimes they don't stay where I put them. That's okay.
She smiles at you with the innocence of a newborn. The hum still throbs in her throat.
Keeping watch, tending the graves.
She returns to her humming. She flinches as you move closer.
No touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things. No work. I do it 'cause I like it. Don't cause trouble. Just dig and pluck weeds and shoo the ravens.
She shivers and whispers.
He's a powerful sorcerer. Lives here in the garden. Can take the you from you. No brain, just body. My mind isn't big, but it's still mine.
She points at her head.
The servants, they got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way. Kill Riker. The servants, so lost, chained by Sorcerer Riker, but they can still go home to the hall. Set them free.
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds, until she picks up the melody once again and turns away. As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open, and the door speaks.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. A loud metallic click can be heard from deep within.
Looked like I found Riker's place. Here's hoping for a warm welcome.
Truly beautiful poetry on the page. A visitor. Such a rare and exquisite pleasure, especially from one so unliving.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from you.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way. Look around you, good sir. I live among the graves. I'd be a most unsavory neighbor if I let myself wallow in ignorance of my own community. And yet, I suspect there's even more to know about you. Isn't that right, Godwoken? Don't be so naive. My doors only open on the occasion of truth. What you admit to them, you admit to me. I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. Let's not be so secretive, my good fellow. You're dying to show off those smouldering talents of yours. You just don't know how to handle them. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest of the story, well, you must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it, you'll find a stone tablet of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Amadia's presence. You hear no words, yet understand. It's imperative you accept Riker's bargain. The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently. He awaits you.
Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more magisters, and they're such a nuisance. I like keeping my hands clean, you see. It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really, and powerful enough to draw the Magister's attentions. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs.
Riker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his unusual grimace a smile.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make an incredible addition to my collection. Don't deny an old elf his simple pleasures. A promise you'd best fulfill.
Riker bows his head deeply.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always be one greater, you know. Now please, don't let me keep you.
Sits behind the grand piano, her hands moving to and fro along the ivory keys.
O'er black and white, my fingers dart, as lost between worlds as I am. O'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lady of Life? Direct them.
The echoes of a distant past pervade the room as the spirit embarks upon a long-lost tune.
What's this?
Help! I'm down here! A mind of this magnitude shouldn't be cursed to live like this. Can you dig me up? Don't worry, there's nothing funny about me. Please,
The skeleton tries to brush the dirt from his clattering bones, then frowns. The moistest bits are still stuck in his cracks and crevices.
Thanks. You're probably looking for a reward, but I haven't got much. Except, you know, the wisdom of the ages.
He pokes a finger against his ossified head.
I'm a bit of a philosopher, you see. Not much else to be, what with all that thinking time. Are you questioning my intellect? You think you say more sooth than me, a verified soothsayer?
The skeleton pauses and sighs, then straightens his spine with a clatter.
A soul bond will settle it. A battle of wits. Then the cosmos itself will decide who can better face the truth of our own essence, me or you. A weak soul may not survive the bond, but I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, how fun. Just touch this bone on my rib cage here, right over where my heart would be, if, well, you know.
You reach for the rib in question, but nothing feels different. Not until you try to pull your finger away, and it remains glued to the bone.
All right, mister. Deep thought. First up, our purpose in life. I say it's to accumulate knowledge. Pretty great answer, eh? Can you do better than that?
His jaws clack together in a show of self-assurance. A shattering shiver passes through the skeleton's body from toe to head, then back again.
Well, but... Let's just move on to the next question. Tell me, Sammy Smarty Pants, is there such thing as free will? I say no. The gods guide our every move. I dare you to outsmart me now. Oh, gods, I can hardly bear to. All right, I need to get a hold of myself.
The skeleton hangs his head low, then yanks it upwards again.
One last query. Is there a difference between right and wrong? The truth is that there is not. Only action and consequence. Oh-ho! I got you there.
You feel the bond break between your finger and the skeleton. You pull your hand quickly back to your side.
I can't bear this existential agony. What have you